Is EQ more important than IQ? And I'm Ina, and this is Shift Happens. To answer this question, I'm going to borrow a trivia from Brain Games on National Geographic. Who wants to play with me? I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Please grab either your phone, a paper, and a pen and write down your answers. Here's an important clue. You do not have to know the exact answer to the question. Simply give a range that you're completely confident encompasses the answer. For example, if I ask you how many continents are there and you believe the answer is somewhere 7, let's say, you'd write down a range between 5 and 9. Got it? Ready for the first question? Let's go. How many countries are there in Africa? Remember, all you have to do is pick a range. Did you write down your answer? How many languages are spoken in the world? This is question number 2. What is the low range and what is the high range? How many prime ministers has the Netherlands had to date? Question number 3. And again, please write down the low range and the high range. Got your answers? Please make sure that you have written your answers down before watching the rest of this video. So here they are, your answers. Give yourself 1 point if you answered 54 for question number 1. Give yourself another point if you answered 7,097 for question number 2. And give yourself a 3rd point if you answered 50 for question number 3. If your ranges have encompassed any of these answers, give yourself a point. How many of your ranges encompassed the correct answer? And now, think about it. You likely had no idea for certain how many countries there are in Africa, so why would you limit the range that you gave, even a little bit? Most people will give extremely low and tight ranges, even though they don't have a clue what the answer is. You don't need to know the answer to any of this question. All you needed to do is give a wide enough range. If any of your answers fell outside of the range, don't fret. It means that you are like 79% of the people who suffer from a phenomenon called the overconfidence effect. The overconfidence effect is a cognitive bias that blocks our ability to make rational and correct decisions or give correct answers. And this is just one of a myriad of fallacies that our brain is tasked to mediate on an ongoing basis. Some other fallacies that you may have heard of are the groupthink bias, the confirmation bias, the self-serving bias, the von Restroff effect, and so forth and so on. The list is long. On any given moment, there is a raging battle going on in your brain. More than wanting to be factual, your brain wants to be efficient. For any question or quest or query, your brain will give you as little information as possible to work with, and there is a biological reason for it. Anything else would simply be too energy consuming. This humongous structure on your shoulders consumes 1/5 of our body's total energy. So what are we to do to mediate or even mitigate this kind of fallacies? What would it take? The answer is self-awareness. We need to be aware enough to question our motives, our answers, our knowledge, and our capabilities, not simply answer on a whim. In other words, you're only smart if you're emotionally intelligent. A high IQ requires a balanced EQ.